Hi Scorpio, my name is Audrey Alison. Thanks for joining me for your August 2017 forecast for the month. I'm shuffling the Connolly Tarot deck by Peter and Eileen Connolly, and I was looking for the cover but I can't find it right now. Let's start the forecast. We have eclipse season in August, and we also have a Mercury retrograde. I also wanted to show you this deck that I'll be using as well. It's my intuitive deck. Well, it's not mine, but it's by Madame Lenormand, and I've used this for probably the longest in my readings decades ago. But I'll be drawing one of those cards at the end. I'm using them in my VIMEO videos on demand, so if you're interested, check out the links below. And on the top of the month, on the 7th of August, we have our full moon lunar eclipse at 15 degrees of Aquarius. And there is closure in the home environment for Scorpio this lunar eclipse. Some Scorpios are considering new property and eclipsing out the environment in which you live. Some Scorpios are putting an end to maybe a maternal relationship at this time. Maybe there is a disconnect with the mother figure, or there is a return to their environment if they were staying with you, or there's closure on an emotional issue in terms of past home life or your mother, the fourth house of foundation, and where you come from, your roots. So there's something that's seen here in the fourth house for Scorpio, and there is a strong awareness in eclipse season. It's the unveiling. It's the time where clarity is needed in order to gain direction. So there's something here for Scorpio in your environment sector that is uncovered at the top on the 7th. And then on the 12th, Mercury retrogrades at 11 degrees of Virgo, back through 28 degrees of Leo. So your connections from the past regarding friendships are coming through. Lots of conversations from people that you haven't heard from in a while. And this is through the 5th of September. Mercury starts this retrograde for you, Scorpio, in the 11th house of friendships and goals and what you wish for. So it's having you review this area, reviewing who you are connected to and what you are connected to as far as groups and clubs and memberships and organizations that you are joined in. And then it retrogrades a little bit into the 10th house of career for 2 degrees in September. So there is a revision of your status, a small revision here. The 28 degree mark of Leo is important because not only is that the degree in which Mercury goes direct on the 5th of September, but that is the degree on the 21st of August where our new moon solar eclipse is activated at 28 degrees of Leo in the 10th house of career. So Scorpio, you might have yourself a new title, a new job in a big way. It's kind of like a cleaning house at the top of the month, and then setting you up in this position. New source of career, new source of your highest potential. What are your goals? Because that is what's really impacted your midheaven, and then also the 11th house of goals. So something is eclipsed in a big way. You could become your own authority. You could become promoted. The new moon eclipse in the 10th house could actually see you start a new career entirely. So this should apply differently to all Scorpios, but please watch your ascendant, your rising sign, if you're lucky enough to know the time of your birth. But this is two eclipses in the house of the mother and then the house of the father, the mother and father areas on the chart, 4th and 10th house. So this should be big news in the career. This could even affect a new boss coming into your situation, coming into your job, new authority figures. I think I said that. On the 22nd, the sun enters Virgo. So the sun will be conjunct Mercury and all in the 11th house. Very social energy for Scorpio, but you are tongue-tied in a Mercury retrograde just because Mercury governs the communication. So please watch what you're saying and how you're saying it. But you have activity heightened in the 11th house of social clubs and even the internet. So some of you might have some technical glitches with your computers especially, or getting online with Mercury retrograde in the 11th. This could also allow for old friendships to come through again that you honestly haven't heard from in a long time. The retrograde of Mercury tends to do that. Phone calls from the past, emails. Check your junk email too, or something spammed email. Some messages might not get through to you somehow on the internet is what I'm getting. So just check all your folders and make sure you are fully aware of your in and out box in the online and in your emails. Okay, so the 25th, Saturn is going direct at 21 degrees of Sagittarius. This works for Scorpio because this restriction, Saturn restriction, has been in your second house of finances, where you are learning how to accrue your money, how to budget, get your finances set, and also your self-confidence and your self-worth and personal self-esteem development is getting worked on here. And it has been for the last 2.5 years. Saturn has been in this sector for that long. And he'll leave on December 21st, around the winter solstice. So you won't have him impact your money sector again for 30 years until he reaches the 8th house in about 15 to 17 or 12 to 16 years or so. But right now, direct in the second house, this works for Scorpio, and I think it's only because it's just getting closer and closer to December. I feel like as a Saturn positioning enhances into the 2-year mark, it gets a little bit oppressive in that area, or too restrictive. So we're looking forward to December for you in that area. And you'll have more earnings potential. I mean, you have it now. You're probably saving and you don't realize it, because Saturn here will have you keep tight hold on your money and a close eye on your finances. But they just don't flow in as effortlessly if he wasn't positioned here. It does depend on your natal chart and other aspects as well. But right now, he's direct on the 25th, and that same day, Venus enters Leo. So this will square you because it's another fixed sign, but Venus in the 10th house is beautiful energy for that career sector. So I'm thinking that Scorpio is going to get some career cards or some coin cards. Let's see what comes up for you. Venus is attracting work to you if you're out of work. This is the attraction planet from the 25th of August through half of September in the career sector, really balancing what you do for a living, balancing out the career, harmonizing your energy in career. So I think that Scorpio might be getting new positions with that new moon eclipse. And Venus will follow that energy, even though the moon won't be there by the time she reaches. It'll have left by then, but that energy still resonates. And that is where the eclipse takes place. So let's see what happens in the tarot. I've shuffled and dealt the cards. I don't see them right now, they're face down, but I wanted to tell you, if you'd like to read with me personally, I'm at audreyalison.com. I read all through the week, and you can select your desired reading length on my website via the PayPal button, and I'll get back to you in a few days once you place your order. Also, if you're interested in connecting with the tarot, and if you're interested in how I work with the tarot, consider taking my course, The Magic of Tarot, and that information is down below. I'm rhyming today. It's all rhyming. Okay, the first card for Scorpio. Hangman. Lovely images on this Irish deck. the Connolly deck. So you're in a spiritual download. You might be hanging tight because you are in a period of learning or a temporary state. You could be receiving intuitive advice as to what direction to head. Let's see what else is here. The Eight of Wands. Something's happening quickly. This is a shakeup. This is eclipse energy too. The Eight of Wands. Waiting for something to happen. It's going to happen quickly. This is a fast delivery card of news, information, things coming in very quickly. The next card. The Nine of Swords. Wow, that's a great card. Some of you have felt defeated or walked away from a position. Or maybe you have some stress or anxiety regarding what has been on hold that you are waiting to happen pretty quickly. Let's see what else. You have two more cards. Two of Cups. This is relationship, actually. This is connection through marriage, emotional stability within your relationship or marriage, an equal distribution of emotional connection, being in love. And here we go, Page of Pentacles. This is a job offer. Someone has an offer for you for work around the 21st with that new moon eclipse in your 10th house. What you're waiting on in career, and some of you are waiting on relationship. And some of you have had relationships here who have, you walked away from them. But in the retrograde, you could hear back. Something's unfinished. And the Page of Pentacles is the protection of your health and wealth and your well-being. So there's an offer too with him. There's news with the Page. The Page brings information. And this is also, the Eight of Wands is a card of receiving quick, hurried news and information. Even though it's not a swords card, which governs that air, the Eight of Wands is the only fire card that really discusses news and fast-paced landing and direction. It could represent travel. And for some of you, you've had to go the distance, whether this is emotionally or literally, to connect with relationship. And you might have walked away from a marriage that you're in order to head towards a work or a career. Some of you made a choice to take an offer maybe outside of your environment. Some of you are separated from your location and maybe your spouse at this time as well. It doesn't have to be as serious as you leave the marriage entirely because you got a job. It could be that you're just you're placed at a separate location right now. But things are coming through. For those of you who have been on hold, eclipse season will work for you. That's what we like to see. So this won't have as much effect towards the end of the month. The reading starts with the Hangman. It's not a negative card. It actually might be retreat and spiritual connection, you taking time out, rest, healing, maybe even practicing some metaphysical routines or practices, yoga, meditation, healing through Reiki, and even acupuncture and some techniques that are considered more Eastern. I love that you ended on the Two of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. I would, because they're positive, and together it could mean that, relationship and money are coming to you. Just because they didn't start at the beginning doesn't mean it doesn't end that way. Let me pull a little intuition card for you and see what the symbol is for Scorpio for August. Fish. This is money. Fish is prosperity in this deck. And it's simple. It just says money in the definition. I remember all of these definitions. There's 36 cards in this deck, and this is the card of prosperity. And I'm getting a message that from what little you have, and this reminds me of Jesus feeding 5,000 people with 2 fish in the stories of the Bible. But from what little you have, you can make abundance from just this little bit of profit. So don't worry about your finances. They'll be improving with a new position around the 21st, or if you're not in a new position entirely, there could be promotion, because the 10th house is that as well, and even a title change. So I'm wishing you luck, Scorpio, and I'm wishing you a beautiful August. And remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.